So for this, we cannot graph this the way that it's written. We want to have y by itself. So just like we were doing yesterday, let's move x to the other side. So I'm going to subtract 2x to move it over. This leaves me with just a negative 3y over here. Please remember the 9 that was already there and the minus 2x that I'm putting here, they don't get combined. This is not going to make a 7. You do not combine them because this does not have a variable and this does. They're not like terms. We leave them separate. We just say negative 2x and positive 9. And now I'm going to get rid of the negative 3 that's here. And here's where I need everyone to pay very close attention. So from yesterday, we know that everything needs to get divided by negative 3. But what we need to remember is something that we have not mentioned since September. In an inequality, if you divide by a negative number, does anybody remember what we have to do? There's this extra little thing we have to remember. Panaro? You flip the sign in the middle here. So this goes from being less than to all of a sudden greater than. Negative divided by negative makes a positive 2/3 x. 9 divided by negative 3 is a negative 3. This is what we can now graph. Before you start to graph, first of all, let me tell you, it's a very bad idea to graph inequalities with pen. The only reason I'm using a pen in the example is because it makes it a lot easier for you to see. For some reason, pencil doesn't show up very well in the document camera. Before you start, though, take a look at this symbol. Is that underlined? No, this is a dotted line or a dashed line. So when you go to connect the dots on your graph, do not make one continuous line. You're going to need to make a little dotted line pattern. So let's take a look at the actual graph that goes with this. So this is our second example. You shouldn't need to go very far in either direction. 4 or 5 is probably enough for this one again. It starts at negative 3, so I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3. The slope is a positive 2/3, so I go up 2 and right 3. Or down 2 and left 3. And this is the part we got to be very careful with. People tend to mess this up a lot. If you have a pencil, it's real easy. Make a solid line, and then you just go back and use your eraser to make little hash marks in it. But since I'm using a pen, we just got to be careful. I'm going to connect this with a dotted or a dashed line. And what this is representing is that any point on this line, if you plugged the numbers in, x comma y, like for this point right here that's on the line, if I plugged x and y from this point into my equation, it would not be true. But it does say greater than. So again, is greater than going to be above or below? For greater than, above or below? Above. Greater than would be up, above. So I'm going to shade in the entire top half of this graph to represent that it is greater than.